Black beauty, it is
strong,
independent, exciting,
smart,
courageous,
gritty, compassionate.
a bouquet of big, small, light, dark.
One of a kind. Confident.
Surprising.
Proud.
I don't know. It's just beautiful. What does it mean to really love myself? That's a good question.
You know, if you look at the videos and the kinds of messages that are programmed to us through part of the media, it can be daunting. Oftentimes, it has nothing to do with the truth of who we are. It is product. It is beauty that is manufactured. It is beauty that is created. And the danger lies in trying to live up to that.
I mean, we've all heard it. Young girls, and even as we get older, we hear this whole idea like, just love yourself, you know, and have high self-esteem. How? How do you love yourself? That's the work.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Goldsboro. I'm from Dover, Delaware. I go to Caesar Rodney High School. I'm 17 and girls, we into boys. Yeah, and I love magazines. Like, I just love magazines. And also trying to fit in, I would say. Trying to be noticed, so. Boys say I like the light-skinned girls or I like white girls because I want my baby to come out pretty. And that hurts you because it makes you feel like you ugly looking, like you don't look like, you just ugly. I didn't look like what I saw in a magazine. I looked different from all my cousins. I had dark features, dark hair, dark eyes, big nose and big lips. And I used to get made fun of because of how I look. Some of my family, we have cookouts, we would sit at the table, and my cousins, they're light-skinned, and my aunts used to tell them, you know, you pretty, you know, you the one that's gonna go somewhere. But my aunts used to say, Jeanette, you gonna end up nothing. Used to just talk down on me. And I would begin to cry and say, I'm a mistake. Nobody seen nothing, nobody seen good in me. So I grew up thinking I'm alone, like I'm just walking alone. I didn't talk to anybody. I thought my parents wouldn't understand. So I tried things of, you know, trying to hurt myself. Like, I guess, oh my gosh. Like, I thought that I was nothing, like, worthless.
The thing about low self-esteem is it creeps up on you at any time, at any age.
When I was about 13 years old, a former coach told me I needed to fix my nose, a surgery on my nose, so it kind of lowered my self-esteem, and I just remember looking at the mirror like, maybe I do.
We were learning what silhouettes were. One of your friends, like, draws you in chalk. And my nose was like a little ball, just like it is now. And my teacher asked me if I wanted to just shave it off and make it straight.
You know, the people say, oh, you never work with hair like that, natural hair. Thought about changing my name. Somebody suggested I should get a nose job, like different things. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to be me. The message was, who I am isn't enough.
Where are the examples where we see people loving themselves and loving each other? Where do we see sisters really loving each other?
I was watching TV and I saw
Black Girls Rock.
they said they was gonna honor women of color.
If she turned on the TV and she saw Iyanla Vanzant accept her award, and Iyanla Vanzant spoke of how Black girls rock because we have no other choice, or even seeing Ruby Dee and seeing her speak about the responsibility that we have to continue to encourage our young girls to become their best selves.
When I saw how they didn't just honor people that was on cover of magazines, they honored everyday women. When you watch this award show, you left feeling empowered. I couldn't stop crying because, like, I wanted this growing up, that it's okay to look different. So I love what Black Girls Rock did.
You know, we were flooded with messages from people praising us and thanking us for this. And we got this one letter from this young lady who sent a whole big package with a collage, and it was Jeanette. She felt that she was worthless. While I heard this message before, the way she said it, and, you know, in her age group, and the fact that she was speaking for not just herself, she was speaking for her peers, it moved me so much. So we got in touch with her, and we let her know that we were starting our summer camp.
Really, confidence is something you sort of have to grow into. You sort of have to figure it out. Well, maybe I should speak for myself. I certainly had to figure out how to be confident. I had to figure out what makes me confident and what makes me feel beautiful, aside from what people are telling me makes me beautiful.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Goldsborough, and y'all inspire me so much. I grew up with low self-esteem. I didn't believe in myself. I had a rough childhood. I didn't think I can do anything. I hope that, you know, I can come to the Black Girls Rock and meet new girls that struggle just like me. I can learn more about sisterhood. Just meet people that will change my life. So I hope that you select me to come to your camp. It will be an honor. Thank you.
So I took a big step of faith, and I just went to the camp. It was scary. Like, just leaving home, I started crying because I'd never been away like this. My fear was not fitting in. This girl from Delaware, like, what's Delaware, you know? And I feared that nobody would love me or understand my story.
My name is Nobukosi Mazibugo. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm 17 years old.
Kosi is unique. When we first met each other, I loved her accent. She was just a loving person, like a person that you want to be around. I'm so used to hiding, you know, trying to run away. But we talked about personal things, like things we've been through or how we struggle with low self-esteem and how the media portrays us. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't think it would change me so much because I was so low on myself, but I met girls that understood and been through the same thing I've been through. That's when I can fully say that I started loving myself.
You know, I went to an all-girls high school and then an all-women's college. I went to Spelman College, which is a UNCF school. I think being in those environments, that sisterhood, really helped shape a lot of my identity.
You're aspiring to something bigger than yourself, so you have to have the courage, the confidence to put yourself out there.
Not that long ago, I found a group of people that accepted me for who I was. From there, I kind of was just like, well, if you can accept me, I can accept me too.
If you don't have a good and supportive system around your family, you can find it in your friends, your coaches, anyone who loves and supports you.
I recognize the importance of conversation and communication, and the fellowship that we have with one another is critically important to how we see ourselves.
I'm happy, a little scared, but it's a blessing I'm going to Africa because that's what I always wanted to do, like just see our people, my roots, how we all began.
Welcome to my humble abode. How are you, guys? How are you? How's South Africa? Thank you. You look good.
Thank you.
How's South Africa treating you? Anyway, come meet my family. Don't be afraid. It's okay to eat in Africa.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. No one wants to be skinny. You remember when we were first introduced to each other?
Yes.
In Brooklyn, I think. And you were telling us about how you know somebody who didn't give you any support at all, and they would always bring you down.
Yes. My mom told me I was beautiful, but I look different from my cousins. Like, they look the same, but I'm more on the darker side with darker features. So I always compare myself.
What is this thing of yellow boneness? Only light people are beautiful. What is this concept? Where does it come from?
Being light-skinned was what was beautiful and what would attract boys. I thought nobody would look at a brown-skinned girl like me.
We all have this Western concept of beauty.
Right.
I don't know. What are you looking forward to the most? I mean, I know you were looking forward to seeing me, but
I know.
You don't have to mention.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. But what
of course you, but I came on the trip to discover myself, to do some soul searching.
Are you going to share this with other people?
Yes, I'm definitely going to share my experience with other people.
How?
I'm supposed to go back to school, and I'm going to tell them about my experience and what I learned.
And you must tell them that in South Africa, we don't ride on lions. You know,
I will.
let them know.
Welcome to Yeovil and to South Africa. This salon used to be called Zuleka, and I used to get my hair done here. It's a very cool place to talk about Black beauty. So what are your thoughts since you've been here? Like, when you see the way that sisters kind of carry themselves and when you see the images around, how do you feel?
When I walk the streets and I see females wearing braids in their natural hair, back home, a lot of girls don't do that. They dye their hair a different color.
Like me?
No, not like you. Like, you know, they wear green, pink, you know, like all different hair colors instead of like, you know, black or, you know, brown. So
I think you're right, you know. I think that there's definitely more of a space for different kinds of beauty in South Africa. But that space is getting smaller. More and more and more and more women feel the pressure to be thin, light, and with straight hair.
Do you think the media plays a big impact in that?
Yeah. The media elevates a particular kind of Black beauty. You have to fit into, you know, a kind of mold that is acceptable. And if you don't fit into that mold, then you're not good enough, you know, and you always get told that you're not good enough. Mass media is so intense and it's so pervasive, it's everywhere. Like, now media probably gets into, like, for your generation, into your psyche in a much deeper way than it has for people in the past. So let's go check out the marketplace. Yeovil is complex. Like, it's very, very African, but it's very, very urban, and it's people from all over the continent. So you'll get a nice slice of what the influences are.
Are these African wraps right here that's hanging up our pattern?
Yeah. Those are, I'm not sure where those are from, though.
I heard that in South Africa, skin bleaching is a big problem here.
It's been a problem for a long time. It's not having enough mirrors that affirm you. So you can get your skin lighteners, your clothes, your hair. Gotta love it. Oh, wow. What's that? This Carolite, can I touch it? Carolite cream is a formula rich in B-carotene and vitamin A and E in order to make your skin light, manageable, and satin smooth. Its components and active principles are specifically analyzed to deep nourish your skin, protect it, and give you a feeling of well-being. And you know she doesn't use skin lightening cream, she's light.
Yeah.
Wow, it's deep.
How do you find your inner beauty, or what's beautiful to you?
I surround myself with images of Black women. I make a deliberate effort to create a world that's full of mirrors, you know? Because the real world that I move in often doesn't have them.
The story of Saartjie Baartman is a very tragic story. She was born in this beautiful Gamtoos Valley. Originally, she was part of an indigenous community, a Khoikhoi tribe, living true to her customs. And the commandos raided a ceremony that she was attending. She was orphaned at a very young age, and she was then taken to Cape Town, where she had to work as a servant.
Our ancestors had to work for them. Everything was taken away from them. They have to forget about their language, about everything, who they are.
That's where she was noticed by a ship doctor. He had a plan to go to Britain where they can exhibit her. But she had no idea of what waited overseas. People would charge a fee to come and watch her. They did all kinds of things, you know, to make her perform. She was basically regarded as an animal from Africa. She had a tortoiseshell pendant around her neck. That's a traditional bridal gift. She was about to get married to a man who gave her that gift. And during those performances, they said when she got tired and she started crying, sometimes she stopped and she touched this pendant and she held it up into the air and then she kissed it, you know. And that was the only sort of connection to her people and the country and the culture. She died in 1815 at 25. After her death, she was dissected. They removed the skeleton, they preserved the genitals and the brain, and that was displayed in the National Museum in France up to 1974. She eventually got returned to South Africa in 2002, and when she was reburied with a big ceremony.
When she came back to Henkie, where she was born, we hear for the first time about Sarah Baartman. These dancers are going to perform the history of Sarah Baartman. When I find out what she went through, the first thing that went through my mind is the only person that we know is Sarah, what she went through. But what about our own ancestors, our own mothers, our own sisters?
I was moved by today because I learned that I'm not the only one out there. It's hard to love yourself when every day, everywhere you go, we're told we don't matter. I learned that society always try to make us feel not worthy. Like, just because we look different, we're the ones with the problem. I think that we need to stop depending on the media to tell us who we are.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Jeanette Gulsberg.
Hi, I'm Dominic. Pleased
nice
to meet you. So you haven't been to the caves before?
No.
Okay. So the reason why Stoke-Fontein Caves is so important and such an exceptional site is because we find here some of the nicest fossils of our ancestors. One of the best examples of these fossils is Mrs. Ples.
Why is Mrs. Ples so important to history, you'll say?
Well, Mrs. Ples is a female Australopithecus africanus, and it's the earliest full skull that was found in the world. Very early version of us. Okay, should we keep walking?
Would you say that she's a part of African dynasty or legacy?
Absolutely, absolutely. We need to show everyone that actually, despite all of our differences around the world, we all come from a very similar place. We all come from a place where we're all just living on the landscape together, trying to survive every day.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna go and have a look in. So here you see, here we can see the caves. And this is where we find all of these bones. And Mrs. Ples, for example, was found just on the top. But the cave that you see here is exactly the same kind of thing as you would have imagined Mrs. Ples falling into. Where we came from started with people of dark color in Africa. This is something that every young black woman can bring back to Africa and say, we birthed the whole of human society, all of culture.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Like, coming in here, for some reason, it felt good, like home. Like, this is where it all began, it all started. And history is beautiful when you know where you come from. That's what makes it beautiful. I truly believe that the greatest story has never even been told, the truth. We need to learn this in school, because if we can see how we are the first human beings, that we will take pride in it, because Black women, we are the mothers of the universe. We gave life, you know. I think that they will honor their beauty more. When we start to honor the truth, imagine what will happen. We will start embracing everything about us, our features. So I believe that this does need to be told.
Hi friends, what's the topic for today?
Cutie! We went through a lot. So what you're listening to?
A beautiful person isn't just one who's beautiful on the outside. You could be beautiful because you have a beautiful soul, you have a beautiful spirit, you're kind.
Everyone's trying to be a modern beauty or what they see on TV, and they forget about...
And everyone's trying to be skinny.
You know, they forget about being themselves and what is beautiful. And I think what's most beautiful is your most natural state.
I personally prefer vintage beauty, like olden day beauty.
I mean, anybody can have a pretty face, but I think what makes somebody beautiful is their character, you know, their wisdom, their knowledge.
If you keep running, nothing's gonna change, you know. I gotta live with myself every day. I gotta wake up, look in the mirror. So if nobody loved me, I gotta learn to love me. And I gotta embrace my flaws, because, I mean, yeah. Goodbye, South Africa.
The process of becoming a grown woman and accepting who you are and stepping further and further into that power is really ongoing.
I'm still learning how to love myself. My mom and especially my sisters, they just tell me how gorgeous and beautiful I am, and I just take it in and say, okay, if they tell me how gorgeous I am, then I'm just gonna believe it.
I feel like I'm only now, like, really confident. I don't know why it took this long, but it...
When I learned that I had power over what I thought, what I could create, what I could read, what I could see, what I could wear, that stuff was me. I kept creating me. I'm creating me now.
When the women who became aspirational for me were aspirational because of their creativity and their joy and their intellect and their accomplishments, and I noticed that I didn't much care what they looked like, the thing that I was aspiring to be was that voice that they had.
This collage is something I did right after I watched Black Girls Rock, actually. I got a board and I just started cutting out Black women, and I just started placing them on there, and then it came to art, a collage. The collage helps me to look at beautiful in a different way. Like before I go to school, I always lift it up and say my Black is beautiful, or I'm beautiful. That's when I started to say, look, I gotta research my history. Because in school, they don't teach us our history no more. And that's when I started saying that we're beautiful.
My name's Melange Angile. I am a mother, I'm a visual artist, and a writer. I think what led me to collaging was when I was a teenager, I didn't see myself. First, I started looking at commercial, like how advertisements sell things. And then I started looking at, where are the Black girls? Where are the dark-skinned girls? Are we not beautiful? And then I started making collages with beautiful brown people in it.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hello. Good to see you in my studio space. This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Now,
this is
the
so
background
awesome.
is made out of fabric.
Okay, it's actual kente?
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
okay. Where did you get all your images from? This is beautiful.
I get them from offline. Like I type in African beauty or Ethiopian beauty.
See, you're the new school.
Yeah.
See, I'm old school. Look at my magazines. I got like stacks. I got magazines in here. I have magazines under here. All right. So yeah, this is my portfolio. This has like older stuff in it too. Like learning about history, finding those beautiful mod Black people to put on my wall. And I had to find the external. The external didn't come to me, you know? You gotta go and find it and find movies and books and things that reflect you. Do you love, you would say you love collaging?
I love doing collaging. Because I can be where I want to be. I can go where I want to go. I'm in my own zone. And I mean, it's just like when you do art, you just in a whole nother place. You don't worry about your problems like that. You let that go. You just look to the future.
Wow. I love this too. You wrote this? Mm-hmm. I love how you do these. How was Africa, by the way? How was that?
Amazing, and I feel like I came out a brand new person.
You just seem very confident as a young artist.
Because I feel like everything I do, like I'm genuine with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm real with it. And
Yeah.
like when I started to share is when I started using my voice to tell girls, look, I'm not ashamed to say I struggled. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like when we tell our story, we think we are like the only one
going through
or
it.
nobody can relate.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
That's really amazing. I love that.
A couple years ago when I looked in the mirror, I would cry, but now I'm learning to smile and believe in myself. Like when I first got on the plane, I said a prayer that God, I'm going to South Africa and I want to change and I'm not going to come back the same way. And I stopped comparing myself to girls in the magazines. I just like look in the mirror and I say to myself, I'm beautiful, and encourage myself. We're in a generation now that we need each other. You know, we got to stop all this bickering and fighting and support each other. So like when I see a sister that's down, I need to be a shoulder that she can lean on.
When the girls speak about their issues, them talking about it to each other and seeing that each other have similar stories makes them know that nothing's wrong with them. You're not alone.
And if you're a person who's not agonizing, help your friends to figure out how to get to that space.
I sat down and I figured out, well, this is what I don't like about myself, but this is what I do. And every day I listed more things I like about myself until that list outweighed the bad. And in that, I was building myself, building my love for myself.
Sometimes we need to get all of those things out, and putting them down on paper, and sometimes even burning them or ripping it up says, okay, it's final, I'm done, I'm past it.
Have fun with your beauty because it's amazing. And don't be trapped by those who have a limited vision of it.
Black beauty is big enough to hold everybody.
What makes my Black beautiful is my spirit.
Black women's beauty, it brags on God and what He has done in creating us.
My Black is beautiful because she's smart. I gave her a pronoun too.
Because I am bold, fierce, sassy.
Fun, colorful.
Varied, is dynamic.
My beauty is dark chocolate, and it's delicious, and it's sweet.
Confident, courageous, Miss USA.
My Black is beautiful because it is a little gangster.
Fierce and fly.
Fresh to death, forever.
My Black is beautiful because I say so.
You've got beauty on the inside out. My Black is beautiful. Baby, without